What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Andre Ward, Anthony Joshua. Get this. Andre Ward goes against the grain and says that Anthony Joshua needs to lose muscle mass to beat Alexander Usyk in the rematch. Wow. Andre Ward, of course, who is retired undefeated, having won multiple world titles across two weight classes, has taken a different approach to the masses with his advice for AJ. In the first fight, of course, Joshua was masterfully outboxed over 12 rounds by his Ukrainian rival, okay? And now he's going out to fight him again, okay? And Andre Ward says, man, I've been trying to tell Anthony Joshua for the past 6 or 7 years, get the mask off, Ward said. Then you'll feel faster, you'll want to throw more punches, and you won't hit that wall midway in the fight where the blood fills up in your muscles and you can't get the shots off. He said, this is tough, Ward continued. I feel like Anthony Joshua is always this moving target. You know, psychologically, where is he at? Stylistically, where is he at? Is he putting on more muscle mass, taking muscle off? All these variables sort of answer that question, and we don't have that answer, okay? Joshua is clearly confident of righting the wrongs of his first bout with Usyk, as he labeled himself the comeback king. But those are the words of Andre Ward. Let me counterpunch. At least Andre Ward is saying something that does describe why he's having a stance on something. Instead of saying that, oh, well, he's not going to win because he's not good enough. I've actually heard Andre Ward say that. I have mad respect for Andre Ward. He's a very serious person. You know, he speaks his mind. I think he wanted to fight Anthony Joshua once upon a time, you know, bars. I feel that that Andre Ward, you know, and Anthony Joshua is something that had so much potential on what could have been. See, that was Anthony Joshua was Andre Ward's ticket to fame and stardom. Because if he fought and beat Anthony Joshua, then there would be nothing else Andre Ward could possibly ever want to do in the sport of boxing. But he cut his losses. He made his decision and got the hell out of Dodge, which I'm not mad at him. You know, undefeated guy, gave it his all, not the hardest puncher, but one of the best boxers and scrappers. He's a very good boxer, very talented. You know, he has a good boxing brain. You know, and in what he said about Joshua, though, is as far as losing weight, I've been saying that. He's saying losing muscle mass, too. You know, yeah, he needs to get those muscles off. Muscles weigh more than fat. So it's a heavier haul on your body, on your lungs, on your heart. It's just basically like taking a weight, putting on a weight vest that you know you don't need. You know what I mean? Because it's a burden. It weighs you down. And Joshua, I've seen Joshua early in his amateur career, and he looks nothing like he looked now. But he was faster, he was quicker, he used his height and his reach. He could get out there and he could touch you, and he wasn't gassing out like that. He didn't gas out until he went against the grain and started packing on muscle mass. You know, he did that. That muscle mass that he packed on is only going to be a burden, especially when he goes through adversity in a fight, whether he gets tired, then he has to pace himself. Well, what if he has to pace himself at a time where his fighter's getting the best of him? That's disastrous. Okay, so I definitely know what Andre Ward is talking about. You know, that's why I think Andre Ward wanted to fight him, because he already knew Anthony Joshua would be this guy that's too big for his own good. And I think Andre Ward saw that, and I think that's why he wanted to fight in a showdown with Anthony Joshua. On top of making millions of dollars, of course. But, you know, needless to say, I think Andre Ward has always been studying Anthony Joshua, and he's been viewing him for a long time, just like Alexander Usyk did. Okay? Alexander Usyk wasn't the only person that had his eye on Anthony Joshua. Andre Ward also had that eye on Anthony Joshua probably before Usyk did. But I do agree with him on that. I think he does need to get rid of the muscle mass, slim down, get himself together, see how fast, see what the results of how fast those hands are based on the weight or the muscle mass that you were able to take off. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Andre Ward and his stance on Anthony Joshua's weight. Of course, please subscribe, and you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.